Hinterkaifeck is about an hour north of Munich, at the end of a dirt road that cut through dense forest. The name means behind Kaifeck, a tiny hamlet nearby. The farm was past the last house, past the last field, deep in the woods where the road ended, isolated. Andreas Gruber lived there with his wife Kazilia, their widowed daughter Victoria, and Victoria's 2 children, 7-year-old also named Kazilia and 2-year-old Josef. The family kept to themselves. Most of the people in the area avoided the place entirely. Andreas had been convicted of incest with his daughter Victoria in 1915. He served a year in prison. When Victoria gave birth to Josef in 1919, the paternity was an open secret in the village. The family's maid quit 6 months before the murders. She told people the farmhouse was haunted. Footsteps were heard in the attic constantly. There was a feeling of being watched. She left and didn't come back. For 6 months, the family had no maid. Nobody in the village wanted the job. Then in early March, things got worse. Andreas found a broken lock on the machine room door. He searched the attic after hearing footsteps in the middle of the night. He found nothing, but the sounds continued. The night before the murders, Victoria left the farmhouse after a violent fight with Andreas. She was found hours later in the forest and came back to the farm. On March 31st, a new maid finally arrived. Her name was Maria Baumgartner. She was 44 years old, from the next town over. Her sister walked her to the farm that afternoon, helped her settle in, and left before dark. Maria's sister didn't know about the footprints. She didn't know about the attic. She didn't know about any of it. But she was the last outsider to see anyone at that farm alive. That evening, the family was lured to the barn one at a time. Andreas went first, then his wife Kazilia, then Victoria, then 7-year-old Kazilia. One by one they walked in, and one by one they were hit with a pickaxe. Each victim was hit in the head, but it wasn't sloppy. The blows were precise and measured. Whoever swung that axe knew what they were doing. The tool itself was unusual. Andreas had built it himself. He tied an iron blade around a handle and secured everything with bolts. And at the end, a single bolt that stuck out 1.5 inches past the blade. He used it for killing pigs. Someone used it on his family. The older Kazilia showed signs of strangulation along with 7 blows to the skull. Victoria's skull had 9 wounds. Andreas' face was unrecognizable. His cheekbones were exposed through torn skin, and 7-year-old Kazilia's jaw was shattered. The 4 bodies were stacked in the barn and covered with hay. The killer then crossed the yard to the house. 2-year-old Josef was asleep in his crib in Victoria's room. He was killed by a single blow to the face. Maria was in her room on her first night at a new job at a new farm. She was killed in her bed, multiple blows to her head. Both bodies were covered, Maria with her bed sheets and Josef with one of his mother's dresses. 6 people dead, 1 weapon, 1 brutal night. But the killer didn't leave. For the next several days, someone lived in the Gruber farmhouse with 6 dead bodies. They even fed the cattle. They ate the family's food. They kept a fire burning in the fireplace. Smoke rose from the chimney. Neighbors saw it from a distance. They assumed the Grubers were going about their usual routine. They had no idea the farm was a bloodbath.